Same day, another video, but it's kind of different from the video that I've made before. But because right now, I actually do not have any single script, right? I do not have anything in my screen or in my desk. And I'm just going to blabber and yap about one of my favorite TV shows of all time, like as you can see in the title, Invincible. Oh, and a fair warning before you continue to watch this video. This video actually contains a lot of spoilers for the movie that I'm going to talk about. But aside from that, there's actually no wisdom in this video because it's just going to be a full on review and just my apology of this animated TV masterpiece. So, yeah, if you guys would not like to watch that, you can click off the video and yeah, let me just start blabbering about this TV show. So, this TV show right here is actually what also drives me to go to the gym, to become fit, and just to become a better person day by day. I think that Invincible is one of the best TV shows in the world. It's emotional, it's relatable, and it's very gore, which is one of my favorite traits in a movie or an animated TV show, to be least. But the thing is, I don't want to talk about the first season or the second season. I want to talk about the third season, the finale, and the, what do you call it? The epitome of all Invincible, right? I think that there are a few points that I want to talk about because, man, this right here is just one of the best TV shows I've ever consumed in my entire life, right? Like, how am I not going to talk about it? I already talked about it with my friends, but you know, just because I already talked about it like once or twice doesn't mean I'm going to stop about talking about it. Wait, I think my English is pretty bad. Doesn't mean I want to stop talking about it. Yeah, sorry, no text. So, Invincible season 3, I mean, there are, what do I want to talk about? The first one is of course, the Cecil battle, right? The first two or three episodes covers the battle between Mark and Cecil. I mean, Cecil has been one of the best bosses in the entire animated animation industry, but I think that there's this certain mindset and value that Cecil holds, which kind of is an opposition if we're talking about mindset with Marx, which is, yeah, you guys know the quote if you guys watch this, right? You either become the good guys who save the world or the right guys, and you can't be both. I think that it's actually pretty bars, and I think that a lot of people also had the same thought about me when hearing this certain quote, right? After he said this, he actually made two sides of Invincible watchers. The first one is, of course, people who still side with the GOAT, Mark Grayson, Invincible. Or the second one, people who actually sided with Cecil. So, yeah, people actually have different values, and you guys could adapt and choose which one you think you fit best in. But yeah, I think that the Cecil and Mark battle was very great. It was really good. I mean, it was really perfect. What do I have to say about it? I don't know what to say about it, but yeah, the thing is, it's perfect at its finest. Because I've actually known this for a while now, even before watching season 3, that Mark and Cecil is going to have a great battle. But I did not know how it is going to turn out, right? Because Cecil is just he's just a human and Mark is a Superman level threat. But yeah, I did not expect Cecil to overpower Mark or vice versa. And I think that it really sets a great beginning for the entire season. Aside from Cecil versus Mark, I also want to talk about Multipole, one of the most underrated villains in this season, right? Because Multipole is a brother of Duplicate, one of the characters or heroes in Invincible, who could duplicate herself, and Multiple can make multiples of himself. So yeah, I think that this right here is a pretty underrated villain because Every single hero who has clone powers, aside from Naruto, I think that they're always holding back their powers. They don't utilize the full potential what they can do. And I think that it's always because of either budget or lazy writing. But Multipole right here, man, I really adore, I really love the scene where he escapes the prison with his powers. I think that it's one of the most underrated scenes in the entire season. I've watched reviews of it, but I think that not a lot of people actually talk about that scene. But I think that for a standalone scene, I think it's one of the most, what do you call it, intriguing parts of the last two episodes of Invincible. I mean, the last two parts of a certain episodes in Invincible. Damn, it's a pretty mouthful to say. But yeah, I think that Multiple is executed well. And I think that it, of course, elevates my perception about powers that are related into cloning yourselves. But aside from multiple, I think that right now is the best time to talk about the three best things in season three, right? Of course, Powerplex. Powerplex is damn. I mean, I know even before I watched season three that Powerplex is going to be like this, but I did not know that it was going to be executed this well in the movie, right? All of the emotions. Oh, even the title card scenes. Damn. If you guys watch it, I think you guys already know what I mean. And yeah, I think that Powerplex is a pretty unique character too because he is a villain that is created by Invincible himself, just like Angstrom Levy. And I think that those type of villains are always the best villains because it kind of tracks back the humanity part of a certain hero. And by fighting him, of course, Mark Grayson, our human invincible, has some pretty what do you call it? Beban moral. I don't know what the English of it is, but yeah, beban moral when fighting him. And I think that it's a pretty unique battle too between him. I mean, he accidentally killed his family in his own battle, which is to revenge his own family members that died because of Invincible. I think that's one of the turning points for him and for Invincible. That's where we know that the line is crossed. And I think that it sets a new other level, right? So if you think Cecil versus Mark is already great and it gets topped by multiple, well, the Powerplex one is, I think it's over here. It's really good, right? But after fighting Powerplex, a really big thing happened too, right? If you already watched it, of course you know. It's the Invincible War. Plot twist, actually, Angstrom Levy didn't die in the second season. And damn, wasn't I surprised. What do I want to talk about? I mean, Invincible War. It has every single thing that you would look for in a multiversal war, right? 18 or 19 different variants of Mark came into that dimension, just came rolling in and destroy every single thing just to destroy Mark's reputation. But the thing is, the highlight of that scene is actually Mark versus Angstrom Levy. Again, just like Powerplex, a villain that he created by himself. And I'm not going to talk about that part again because I think that it's going to be quite a stretch if I talk about the Invincible War. But I think that every single part of the Invincible was also really nicely executed. But of course, it isn't as good as the final finale of Invincible, the Conquest Battle. After Invincible, or I can say Mark Grayson beats Extreme Levy in a battle, he was just trying to rest. He was just trying to help the people that he unconsciously, what do you call it, hurt in the incidents. And suddenly, this big honky general came into the battle. He came to Earth, and if you expect that If you think that Omni-Man in the first season is brutal, well, you guys have to watch this one because it's really crazy. I think that Conquest versus Mark is actually not only good for the show, not only good for us, the watchers, but it's also good for Mark's development, right? Because in the future seasons, he's not going to hold himself back anymore. Every single time I saw Mark, even though he already practiced like here and there, but whenever he fights a villain, he always holds his powers back. He doesn't want to go all in, afraid of killing other people because, of course, it's a pretty, it's what do you call it? It's kind of the opposite of his values, right? Just like the thing between him and Cecil. But this right here, the Conquest War, it changed him forever. It changed him forever, truly. And it has also proven that the animation was actually saved from the 6 or 7 episodes to this certain finale. Like you could see his hair moving, right? It's not only just still animation, but even the transitions, even the zoom ins and the what do you call it, the camera pan, every single thing is just beyond masterclass in this episode. And I couldn't recommend you guys enough to watch this certain animation masterpiece. So yeah, I think that it's quite enough of a glaze with no script for me. But I just want to talk about the last season of Invincible. So yeah, let me know what you think. Then I think that it's going to be the end of my blaberation or the apology. So yeah, adios.